So I used to save up every penny I could, because the time before I had to go there to give my pharmacy finals, I was literally sleeping on the streets. Um, till the mosque imam actually gave me a room to sleep in. And it's just like, right now people are just like, come over to my house, come over to my house, come over to my house. At that time, no one wanted me at their house. And a billion excuses for why not, and this and that. Fact of the matter is, at that time, no one knew about my brain savant, and now everyone's greedy for the money for it, obviously. They're greedily trying to get me and force me to go to their house. I could be starving, and they'll be like calling, like, you want to come to my house? You want to come to my house? Like, stuff like that. Only due to greed of wanting the brain savant money, obviously. That much we know of by now, due to the fact that, people like my dad, the greedy framer, he tried to hide it at first, but then as soon as he gets caught with the November 20th false testimony on December 29th, 2025, at 1:27 p.m., what does he do? He goes straight for the money. He starts sending money transfer ads, asking law enforcement to check if it has any chances of getting it. Then he tried to make more jokes about my brain savant and claimed that he wasn't after that. But then February 17th at 3:02 a.m., he's told brain savant getting freed is inevitable. And then he asked, let me make videos for the government. And they're like, no one's going to watch your videos. At which point he's like, oh, so his brain savant's going to get freed. And they're like, yeah, he's definitely going to get freed. Then, first he cusses out everyone in government. I don't know what this man thinks he is. I don't know who he thinks he is. Some guy who used to work at a hospital for doctors, not a physician's assistant, just used to work for doctors, not even a college degree holder, never gave his board exams for anything. It doesn't do any kind of work, never did work for anything that even requires a college degree, never even did a job that requires a college degree, never even gave his board exams, never did anything. He's not even a licensed doctor. He's nothing. He just works for doctors, not a physician's assistant, just works for doctors at a hospital. I don't know what the heck this man thinks he is. So basically at 3:02 a.m. and on February 17th, this greedy man makes a list of things that you just want to it's so annoying and irritating, you won't believe it. Just to harass me, harass everyone, in my family, my mother, my sister, make everyone feel like, oh, I'm going to take all the money for myself as soon as it comes, sort of thing. I'm not giving anyone any money. Like a $25 million Rolls Royce is what, $500,000? And 8.9 million euro mansion that he flashed on my TV screen 19 times on February 19th. He started on February 17th. On February 19th, he flashes a 8.9 million euro house 19 times on my TV home screen, on my TV screen. And 19 times later, I was just like, I'm done. Just one morning, 19 times. I was done. I was like, I'm done. This man, I don't know what or whom he thinks he is. Absolutely worthless. All he does is sit at home and try to get money somehow through this scam that he's trying to run through the court. And if you don't believe me, him running scams, just find out about the infographics incident where he tried to scam a hospital into thinking that he was a licensed doctor, and only for them to find out that he's not licensed in any country in the world, never even gave his board exams, and he makes a big mess over it. And the hospital obviously kicks him out. We're not going to hire someone as a doctor who hasn't given his board exams anywhere in the country. So yeah, these are the kind of things that he's been doing. Right now he doesn't have a job. He just sits at home and tries to get the money for my brain savant somehow. And on the night of February 11th, obviously he was lying again. He made a false testimony November 20th, then he was lying again afterwards. And what he didn't know was, obviously it was a planned lie. Him and his framer sisters had already planned everything out. We're going to do November 20th first, and then we're going to make more lies afterwards. But what he didn't know was this planned lie that they had already planned out. They already told the government informant that they were fabricating with the November 20th false testimony, that these lies they were going to make after November 20th, just to make sure my brain savant couldn't get freed, so no one could get the money that my dad, the greedy framer, and his framer sisters weren't getting. Mainly, my mother couldn't get it. So, obviously, the framer sister, out of this these four siblings that confessed to the government informant, didn't want to tell her siblings that she had already confessed to the government informant while fabricating November 20th that she had more lies that she was going to make against me. And she didn't want to confess it. I mean, she didn't want to tell her other siblings because obviously her siblings would then yell at her. Why did you do that? Are you stupid or something? You told the government informant our plans. And obviously that's what was going to happen. So basically, yeah, she didn't want to say it. Because then obviously if she said it, she'd have to tell all of them. And in order to tell all of them, she'd have to call my dad the greedy framer in Ireland because he can't like come here without a visa. So she's going to have to call him and be like, hey, with the lie we're about to make, don't make it anymore. And so he's just going to be like, why not? And then she'll be like, just don't make it anymore. Don't make it anymore, sort of thing. You can't do that. The government's watching over this. Like, yeah, they have my brain, like, they've been torturing me on a daily basis since I was an 11-year-old child. It's basically like a case of slavery, and it's big. I mean, the government wants to end this, pretty much. But the thing that happened was, so before I get into that detail, I got to finish this story first. So basically, yeah, so these Framer siblings, they couldn't tell each other that they'd already confessed to the government informant. They couldn't, like the person who confessed it to the government informant while fabricating November 20th couldn't tell her other siblings. I know it was her because there are 3 sisters in the U.S. that are framers, and then my dad, the greedy framer in Ireland. So it had to be a her. So she couldn't tell her other siblings that she had confessed to the government informant, because in order to do so, she'd have to call her brother and tell him too, or else he's going to start lying, and then afterwards she'd have to say it anyways. So what she decided on doing was, let it go. We're going to lie, and if the government informant steps in, they step in. And we'll see what happens after that. So basically, yeah. After November 20th, they would make these lies, and the courts were just, because obviously the courts didn't want to give away the fact that who the government informant was and everything. So when they would lie really aggressively after November 20th, the courts would just look at them back like, thank you so much. We'll take that into consideration, sort of thing. You know, it's just like, they didn't want to say who the government informant was, or that they even had a government informant who was helping them fabricate November 20th, which is why they knew that these people were framers, because the government informant obviously was also told about the fact that they're going to make more lies. So pretty much around February 10th, my dad, the greedy framer, is told, hey, look, either from the courts or his framer sisters, like either he was told that the lies that he was aggressively making at that time, the courts already knew were lies, or the courts told him my brain savant was about to get freed. The man goes into a panic. On the night of February 11th at 22 minutes past midnight, he first texts me, and the text says, with my baby name on there, it says, "It was so nice to hear from you after so long." You got to remember, 22 minutes past midnight, February 11th, and the entire day of February 10th, so nice to hear from you after so long. The only hearing we were having was in court, and we were fighting back and forth where he was trying his best to lock up my brain savant using lies to make sure that my brain savant couldn't get freed, so my mother couldn't get any of the money that he knew I wasn't going to give him. Like, I'm the kind of guy, like, I'm nice to everyone, you know, like right now, this isn't my real personality. In reality, like, they have to drug me a lot in order to make sure that I can't smile. Anyone from my high school will tell you that the guy can't stop smiling to help save his life is what my real personality is like. So basically, yeah, I'm nice to everyone, but at the end of the day, obviously, I'm not giving him any of my money because he never did anything for me. Yeah, I was sleeping on the streets. He never cared. Right now, he's just like, come over to my house. Come over to my house. Come over to my house. Like, he just wants the money, obviously. He's been told about the brain savant. He just wants the money like a psychopath. So February 11th, 22 minutes past midnight, he texts and he says, so nice to hear from you after so long. And the only hearing we were having on February 10th was basically us arguing in court back and forth. He wants to lock up my brain savant, and I obviously do not. So, and then he sees that I ignored that text. which I did because I knew exactly what he was up to, and I knew something went wrong. Something went wrong. So at 3:17 a.m., he sends me a porn star named Sunny Leone's picture with his sister Farah's name on it. The man has like a 5-foot long beard. He tells everyone he's anyways, whatever he tells people. I don't want to make fun of that. Anyways, oh, what the heck? He tells people he has powers to get their prayers accepted. Yeah, I'm not making fun of religion. It's my religion too. But like, you're basically sending a porn star named Sunny Leone's picture with your sister Farah's name on it, 3:17 a.m. and 22 minutes past midnight that same night, you're texting like a maniac only because of money. He thought that my brain savant would get freed and my mother would get all the money. You got to understand, law enforcement illegally went around telling everyone about it, whatever the artificial intelligence report was. And then at 3:56 a.m., he sends a picture of a woman resembling his really weird, ugly sister in Florida. Like, man, come on. Like, seriously. That's how desperate he was. In one night. Text at 12:22, then porn star's picture with his sister Farah's name on it. And 3:56 a.m. that same night, someone resembling his other sister. Yeah, all for money. So basically, we know for a fact he was all about money. And he just hit it till the end. And he knew about it. So basically, yeah. So until he found out about my brain savant, he never cared about me. I could be sleeping on the streets. And now that he found out about my brain savant, I could be starving. He'd be like, come over to my house. Come over to my house. Come over to my house. It's only because he wants the money, obviously. And it's so annoying. Like, seriously. But yeah, that's the thing. He was basically illegally told about my brain savant. And yeah. And so basically what happened was the government, yeah, so that's what happened. It's raising a lot of human rights crimes, concerns all across the world because of this. And the government knows that. And they also know that from day one, since 2001, all the law enforcement has done is run sex schemes with Uncle Joey's in-laws, money fraud, which, by the way, they're not going to stop taking. And you might wonder, why not? There's a trial going on. The way that the law works is it holds everyone